here. You would have to imagine he saw a lot of play throughout the day, and he's going to see a lot more here, as well as nearly a little bit over half the lobby has already picked it going into Broken Moon.
Ooh, Pathy, Bangalore tied. 12 picks here for both legends. As we get started here, our first game on Broken Moon. No ballistic. We saw all the ballistic in that previous game, Game 8 on Stormpoint here. As we take a look at RRX, the team that felt a lot of that pressure, playing that final zone patiently here, just so that way they could feel safe. But are they really safe, Jamerson, when just a few mere points separates themselves and the rest of the lobby who is at risk of elimination?
Yeah, 20th is currently Fusion with 22, so that's a 14-point split between them and the bottom of the leaderboard. And we just saw RRX take, what was that? I think like a 19-point game? Fusion can do the same because the 19-point game is kind of, you know, like an average win overall. So it's not out of the question for Fusion to be able to make it. But here on Broken Moon, getting a look at our first pull, and it is going up to the northwest side of the map there at Dry Gulch. That's going to be SBI Esports, another team that is sitting there on the bubble that needs a good performance here. Currently in 19th place. They get the zone pulling to them. They've got the ring console. They've got the survey beacon as well to utilize to try and figure out what's going to be the god spot for this ring. And this is where they can turn things around for themselves. Yeah,
one of the teams rocking the Mirage too, so you could lean maybe into that Renaissance Man out here as they're going to be able to play objective, having that ring console, that survey beacon. Rock is already on the way, where that Evil Harvester is over to the south side of SBI, so it's actually maybe an inevitable first fight that we're going to be seeing between SBI and Rock, with a lot of teams already making their rotation on these accelerated zip lines.
But it's VK Gaming that we're on board with right now, a team who has been having a standout performance here in the pool play so far. It's been helping me out in the Fantasy League as well.
Yeah,
but
I'm sure.
They are moving their way now through Hazmat Tunnel. Will avoid a lot of the fighting that might come their way. It looks like Twisted Minds are taking plenty of time over at Terraformer to hit up both the scans. And so VK Gaming will have a free rotate through. They do have to still deal with possibly NRG or SBI on their way into this zone, but VK Gaming are on the move.
SBI didn't want to take that fight when we saw Rock make their rotate to the north side of that Evil Harvester, because SBI were denied an Evil Harvester. It didn't spawn over by Dry Gold. Sure, they had the survey, they had the ring console, but they didn't want to try to take that fight already at a disadvantage, while Rock get the scan here over on the survey beacon. Vaxlon being on that Pathfinder and already trying to settle their way into the high ground here. Having that information and having the Rampart really comes in clutch with those accelerated walls.
Yeah, between Rock and SBI Esports, a tale of two different teams and consequences for these next two matches. For Rock Esports, it's about securing a spot in the top 7. They are so close to it. For SBI, it's just about surviving the day, surviving the tournament, making it on to game number 3. And now with Rock being able to get further in, they're going to be playing on the back end side of Dry Gulch. It'll be the slow side of the zone, but we're already seeing some teams teetering their way on up there. RRX being one of them, coming in from the northern side. We'll see if they're scouted out early on. Rock can stop them from moving forward.
As it stands right now, look at that cutoff, 25 for Unlimit. Literally 1 point difference between themselves and Evos. We can see Wraith Portals coming out, making their rotate, taking a look at NRG, who are approaching that choke that we saw SBI avoid Rock earlier, closer to that Evil Harvester, making their next move. You can see in the minimap they have that next ring console scan here too. Approaching Dry Gulch, so there's already 5 other teams, make it 6 honestly, that have already made their way into that next zone. Shopify taking a much more safer route on the accelerated zip lines on the northern side, where there is a survey beacon on the edge of the zone.
Yeah, that's going to be nice for them, moving their way on in. SBI Esports are able to plug in their third and get their Bangalore back on in. So the negative rotate will slow them down, of course. The res slowing them down immensely. And now really put behind the 8 ball here, as they've got NRG coming up on top of them to the VP, finding themselves in a skirmish here up against Unlimited.
It's a great reset from SBI after Rock was able to get that one player earlier. That 3-1 KP here for them to situate themselves up on that high ground, while Unlimit looking at that player closer to that gravity cannon here. taking some shots with the G7 too, but trying to hold a much wider angle here as a limit, knowing where they're positioned. 17 overall, 25. They need to get this KP now. They have to get more aggressive.
Wrecking ball in, but they don't have much in the way of utility here, as no riot drills exist. Yulariman is caught inside of that mother load right now, but a lot of damage was dropped down onto Lou, slowing down VP. We'll be able to hit that bat. Nade comes in, he dodges it just in time. The riot drill here as Stuvie jumps on in and Lou gets taken out.
Great follow-up. Love the communication that we could see right there from Unlimit, holding two different angles. The Pathfinder with the accelerated zipline to get right back into the building here too. Looking at the other team that's right across from them, while they do tear to take this fight, Evos were also looking ahead, go next to the south side of Core, but Unlimit could at least clear this northern rotate, where they'll still have that ring console, the Evo Harvester that they probably already got right behind them, and the survey beacon that we saw Shopify Rebellion rotate from originally from the north side of Core.
Yeah, great disengage there from VP. Despite losing out on Lou, they, left pretty early on to go for that res. They are a team currently on that 7th place bubble, and with 52 points to their name, we had that cutoff at about 58 points yesterday, so they know they cannot throw away this game. They cannot go away with a 0-point game. For Fusion, though, they might be able to find the kill here. RRX losing out on one. The Bangalore ult coming out as well might actually slow them down just long enough to get the res.
Gets that trade-off originally there with that flatline too. Trying to give the suppressed fire, but you have to worry about the Mad Maggie right through the wall here too. Retty gonna be able to pop this shield back. Fusion right now on the other side, trying to close in that distance.
Yeah, I believe that might have been Rock from the other side, but trying to push in on a Caustic. We know how difficult that is. It's gonna be enough to slow them down at the very least. That's VK Gaming on the kill feed. He ends up getting eliminated. It's a full 3-man swing out from RRX.
Such a big pile up here. Just POI alone. RX gonna be able to walk away before turning around to get that finishing blow. Fusion, who try to come in for that third party now, as they're trying to also reset here with the Caustic. One of the few teams rocking the Caustic here, and you could get away with it a lot better here, considering that Crypto, obviously, one of the band legends. Shopify now move up. MT takes a lot of that damage here with that Devo 2 in hand. Trying to see if they can get the reset, but it's been team after team trying to make their approach on top of this bridge.
They are able to finish off Nana and now Shopify Rebellion. Take purchase here on top. But RRX looking to try and restabilize themselves. They find out that one member of Fusion's, but here's Shopify Rebellion now looking to hunt them down. It's going to be Unlimit who ends up finding that last kill onto January.
Yeah, Unlimit wanted to get involved here too. They were eyeing that bridge hungry. Well, from afar, Rock holding that northern side. Shopify Rebellion though, looking around to see where can they find themselves. They don't have that information for that next ring console that's over to the side, and there's 4 other teams waiting for them on the other side of that bridge, with Rock Esports, who had gotten that early rotate, are now situated on the roof of that building, with Rohai still alive here alongside Red Sea.
Yeah, it seems like Rock was able to apply just enough pressure onto Shopify Rebellion to really force this. We saw very early on Shopify Rebellion taking that northern slow side of the zone. Now RRX, again, are winners for the last game. They cannot afford to drop a single point, or excuse me, this game, not any points. They at least picked up 2 KP, but they need so much more than that to feel safe in the top 17.
Leaning into those placement points. Now as we take a look, 18 squads still left. Not going to take any shots here too, having to play this safe, seeing if they could clutch this out, if they could get the res here without congested. This POI is so many teams. Really, the only teams that are not in that next zone, just 3 teams alone in this entire lobby. It's Go Next, VP, and Alliance, and that was because VP had to get that reset that we saw earlier onto Lou. JD Gaming playing on the southwestern side of this next zone by Production Yard, taking it slow, who will eventually have to collapse onto Gaming Gladiators or Crazy Raccoon if they decide to rotate from the western side.
Yeah, currently for Shopify Rebellion, they're just looking to hold out the teams coming in from the northeast side. You got Unlimit, Go Next, possibly even Evos, who are skirting around the edges there. As you can see, Twisted Minds. We're looking to try and find that flank up against Evos, but go ahead and back away for now, not overextend on this. Twisted Minds, unfortunately, another team that is right there on the bubble. 27 points, 16th place. So yeah, that spread amongst the bottom teams, not far at all. So honestly, even a 4-point game might be enough to really put you on top.
It's crazy, literally just point difference that can make a huge difference right now. Twisted Minds rocking the Pathfinder, Bangalore, and that Cossack. But we take a look at Go Next right now. Trying to close in that gap. Full blue Evos, though. That's something to know as they try to approach the team that has full purple Evos inside this building, taking a different off angle as they try to open things up with the Arc Star. Nice smoke just to block out the line of sight from at least one entryway.
Larryman does back up to the rest of Unlimited as Henchman blind fires in, gets some damage off and tries to find another angle here, but that's going to be the first knock. Snoopy goes down, but Naoki answers back, and Evos with a third party gets a knock onto Henchman. Unlimited will not survive the fray, will go next. Adnam backs away just in time, but he is getting hunted down.
And what a nade from Evos, too, without having to get involved if they were just slightly late to that 3P, now only leaving Adnam to stay alive. Evos unsure here as they want to try to chase down the straggler, talking about the points that they need. Evos running the lifeline, having that gold extended light mag too on top of it all. Look at this, his team being in 18th place, only having 2 games of an opportunity to put themselves in the safe zone to compete in the last chance qualifier.
Desperately needed points here for Evos, but also now starting to position themselves for honestly a game-winning position. They're wrapping far around, looking for more of this. Adnam on the other side, they have spotted him, tagged him. He's eating ring damage throughout all of this, and it's just a matter of time. They should be able to pick this one up. No, he gets the the syringe off just in time. Evos sending the hunting party of Clutch and Nate after this one, but Adnam will surely go down here, and that's going to be Go Next getting eliminated.
They had to do that. Evos had to do that. Not only was that extra KP going in their favor, but Go Next being one of the teams very close to where they're sitting in the overall standings. Another team at risk. As we take a look at RRX, still also with 39 points. Only a solo, by the way, as that Conduit is trying to keep the stream alive for this team.
Throughout all of that, by the way, Twisted Minds also fell in 17th place with 27 points. So there's a huge opportunity here now for a few squads to really try and peel themselves away from the rest of the pack. Evos taking a huge opportunity there now in 16th place. But here's ROC Esports with the first knock. That's 2 actually. Zainu and MT down. Now Rock Esports will eliminate Shopify Rebellion, really establish themselves here on the god spot of the zone.
So early on, too. Remember, they had rotated here from that Evo Harvester that's close to Gaming Gladiators on the map, got that beacon scan, and immediately rotated on top of the roof using that Pathfinder zipline. They saw the fight going down on that bridge when we take a look at the replay of the fight that we just saw. But we saw them rotate on top of that bridge. We saw them pressure out Shopify Rebellion that were forced to rotate from that south side. And now they hold that northern side, too, of that next zone. RX still solo, by the way, alive here as Evo's trying to find them. Alliance involved in this fight. Going down with Hockey's here. Effect tries to keep it alive here. Another finds they take out Gaming Gladiators.
Quick res coming out from Alliance. They're going to try and punch them on in as Evos making their way in on that north side. Rock keeping an eye on them this entire time. They dropped down and might have actually spotted out the RRX player, but Evos gets one knock onto MG Clutch, securing that thirst as well, and ROC are doing everything right to try and get the victory here.
I have no idea how the solo from RRX that dropped on their heads, Evo specifically dropping on that solo's head, is still alive. It's Red Sea. They're going to try to counter-rotate over, trying to follow up that same pathing as NRG are right on top of them. They understand the situation, trying to look them out here as Hoodie's forced to pop the shield bat.
Crazy, just on the other side of this car right now. Nate has no awareness of it. So far, he does get spotted out. Hoodie, the late arrival here, spots him out. So Evos, again, with a huge pickup, a huge kill, knocking out RRX, who are currently 14th place with 39 points. Evos 10 points off from them, catching up to it. But now you can see NRG are looking to try and eliminate them, understanding possibly that this is a 2v3, especially, never mind, with that respawn beacon down, they know it's a 2v3.
The clutch res right now, out of the line of sight of NRG, right behind the truck. Talk about bringing some attention here too, while NRG hold this other lip. As other teams start rotating right behind them, you gotta be careful here from afar. Nice pressure poke though. While rival esports are also looking down here. Team Liquid neighboring that same building with Alliance right to their south.
Timmy was able to find a knock, Baxlon was able to find a knock onto Timmy. This creates a huge window of opportunity now for Evos to push up. NRG are able to get that res, But you can see that EVOs were able to cover so much ground because of that knock. Throughout all of this, Alliance now are making their way up. They are on the fast side of the zone. They've got to move with it as Team Liquid are looking to keep them backed out. Right now, EVOs forcing out a lot of these walls from NRG. Utility being utilized from them too. Sheila has popped out here for Sykes.
Meanwhile, the collapse here over to that north side. Rock, who had that high ground originally on that building, are looking down at JD Gaming, who are trying to share that building with them. EVOs, though, are looking down at NRG. They're trying to take this fight here, too. There's a huge pile up in the building right to their south as they try to approach. It's a motherload to start things off, but Hoodie took way too much damage.
Now that's going to be Rock just trying their best to hold on to their position for NRG, though. Timmy holding on for dear life. That Halo comes down. Empty Clutch goes for that peak. Guild gets behind some covering here. Might just be enough to keep them alive for now and have that opportunity to hit that bat. The Sheila Sykes keeping them at bay with the covering fire as they try to go for the peak.
Look at that difference of having that lifeline to at least reset as quickly as possible. Now it's only up to Timmy. And here you have EVOs with the lifeline to get that remote res just as quickly. Timmy trying to run for his life, but they're trying to take out NRG.
Throughout all this, though, ROC were able to deal with the threat on top of them. That was JD Gaming taking them out. Rock still holding on to Godspot. Throughout all of this, again, Alliance did end up taking that first place spot in the group right now with 126 points. They will be first seed going into our games on a Sunday.
Get a little comfy here as Alliance now move up. Full red Evo looking to get the res here too, with Team Liquid right alongside them because they have to get their own res. Onto Hawadis being on that caustic. Talk about some pressure here as they try to pepper it in, but then they take way too much damage. Unlucky effect. Alliance continue on their domination. I'm pretty sure Hal in Pool A had what? 32, 33 KP. Now overtook him as EVOs with McClutch, and the Devo gets that knock onto Hockeys.
They're just able to run up instantly, 3-2-1 him and take him out. Alliance though still have effect, and Unlucky alive. You can't count them out. SAUL drop on top of EVOs and finish them off. EVOs though pick up some much needed points. Unlucky now forced to back off. Effect is fallen, and now it's left to one member of Alliance. SAUL also just down to Sharky.
Meanwhile, Rock wants to get as much KP as they want. They know they are on God's spot. They have the high ground. They're looking at the solo of SAUL. They're looking at the solo of Alliance, and it's just a matter of time before Rock comes out on top here if they keep holding these angles.
Sharky's got his dancing shoes on. Unlucky, unfortunately, has to deal with that devotion, and there's the drop down from Rock Esports. They're getting a little bit of the ring around here, but the Pathy will be able to drop in. Oh, nice tracking almost. Rock Esports secure the dub off of a very well-earned God spot. Remember, they moved initially, Vicky, into Dry Gulch. They ran into SBI, got that knock, and played off Cryo. Got into God spot and held it down the entire game.